Hi guys, this is the Oracle and I'm back for round 2 of this vintage cube draft. Um, we're gonna play first and this hand is fine. Yeah, it's quite good. Actually, I'm quite happy that it does have um, the Signet and the Soul, which is nice. I also have a removal, which I do like. I'm gonna Temple of Epiphany first. Um, since I don't need the red from Sacred Foundry, um, I don't really need to use Arid Mesa on turn 1, and scrying turn 1 is just gonna be nice. Could wait a little bit more to know about what my opponent is up to before I scry, but I think playing that temple now is nice, especially since I could use that as a land that comes into the battlefield untapped, and I do like Treachery as a draw. It's definitely a good thing, and I can cast it already since I have 5 mana sources. It's nice. Okay, Mono Red is not gonna be the best matchup for me, and I think I'm gonna. Um, I don't think. I'm quite sure I'm gonna Journey to Nowhere that Lavamancer away since uh, it saves damage thrown at me, and it also means okay, Shrine is frightening, but Venser is actually a good answer to that, and um, I have other ways to deal with that, so that's nice. Next turn I can flashback this or use Venser, not Venger. And that's a good start. Mono Red is a really strong deck, but I'm not sure it's gonna be. Um, I think it's a deck I can beat with my deck and this start. So we'll see how it goes though. That Shrine is frightening, but I do have the Venser in the back. I have Treachery too. I should definitely be fine. Uh, and I'm applying pressure right now. Unless he has some sort of Pyroclasm effect, which would be a bit weird in a dedicated burn deck. Um, he will probably just die quicker than I will. And if he uses burn spells on my spirit, that's not gonna be good. If he has way to split damage between spirit, that could be nice. Manic Vandal destroying my thing. Honestly, I don't even care since I don't need the black anymore and I have 5 mana for everything. That's completely fine. Yep. Okay, I take 2 from that. The question is, should I Treachery the Vandal? Not only this apply pressure on him, but it also means I don't take damage. And even if it's not a very good target to Treachery, I think it's worth doing that. Um, Especially since I will untap and be able to Venser away whatever threat he could try to use. If he kills his own Vandal so I don't untap, that's completely fine with me. Uh, I mean, it would be annoying, but it also means that it's 3 damage that are not thrown at me, and that's fine. And my opponent is actually dead in 2 turns, so there is that. Hellrider is annoying. Uh, okay, I go to 9. Archmage is fairly good there. So, um, I think I do die if I don't bounce the shrine now. So I'm just gonna do that, cause if I don't, yeah, I'm just dead if I don't bounce that. So I'm gonna destroy that. My opponent's gonna go to 4, and he's gonna die, I think, most likely. Uh, I'm gonna play that retreat. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a lot, but uh, yeah, that's. He can definitely kill me. He can put me to 2, but he has a shrine in. Well, that that card is bad. It's a bad card in the red deck, and it's a crazy top deck right now. But let me tell you that this card is not really good in It's definitely not a really good card in this matchup, but this is gonna be winning him the game. That's really dumb, honestly. Uh, I'm not often salty, but here, uh, that I mean, overall this card is pretty bad, and it's certainly not something you should play in a mono red deck. I don't think so. At least a good mono red deck is not gonna play that. And it's just so stupid that it top decked that and got the miracle. But on the other hand, that there's not much I can do about that. And I think I played this game the best I could, so well, that's annoying, but not much I can do honestly. And that's a shame because I think I mean, I won the die roll, and I think I would have been able to win that match fairly easily, and actually that did not went good for me. So well, that's a bit saddening, but whatever. I'm gonna side in Spell's Guide for sure. I want also Manatees and Force Spike. Um, I don't think Wrath of Gods effect are really good. Um, I don't think he will cast multicolored spells. I could add this on the draw, but on the play it's fairly weak, and everything else doesn't seem very appealing. Sword is nice, it puts a really fast clock on him, and it can destroy his creatures, so I'm gonna keep that. I wanna side out costly thing like Moloku, and I might actually side out opposition too. The card is still fairly strong though. But I'm looking forward to play more controlly now. Don't really like Ralzarek at all against the mono red deck. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely have answers and cards that he doesn't like, so this could be a decent matchup. But I just feel like he stole me the last game, which is a bit sad, but whatever. Um, anything I I need to get something else. Um, Force of Will is not great in this matchup actually. You lose life and it doesn't accomplish a lot. Uh, yeah, I mean you can counter Vortex, but I have other ways to deal with Vortex, so should be fine. Oh, that last game was so disappointing though. I mean, I was almost sure I was winning after I bounced the shrine. Um, but I didn't. Okay, that hand is... It's not crazy, but I think it's good enough. The fact that I can interact with whatever he wants to play on turn 1 is pretty nice. Then I can scry with the temple, and I need one more white to play the judgment. And interacting with their turn 1 is fairly crucial, because if you just take 8 damage from a Goblin Guide, you are probably dying no matter what happens. So that's fairly good. Venser is fine, nothing crazy. But as we saw, it can be pretty useful against things like Shrine. Um, Another option would be to use Venser to bounce Sulfuric Vortex at the end of his turn and then be able to gain life with Faith Feather, for example. That could be a usage. Uh, Anyway, this card is fairly good. You can also use it, for example, to bounce the Kargan Dragonlord, which is one of the best 2-drop they can play. If they put too much mana leveling it up, Venser is gonna be good. And yup, I mean, I think I would be happier with a plane instead of the Temple of Epiphany, but his hand is still fairly good, and the Scry is gonna be nice. But I'm definitely not playing Temple of Epiphany on turn 1, that's for sure. As our opponent is not doing much right now. I've played this guy a fair amount of time, I think. His name rings a bell somewhere in my head. Osmanos Gunny. And if I'm not mistaken, he's often playing mono red. I mean, maybe not, but I definitely played that dude before. I guess if it does nothing, I might have to pause the video until it comes back. I might try to entertain you in the meantime too. Hmm. What is my game plan against mono red deck? I think basically I want to be able to stop their early drops, which force pack helps me. I mean, force packs helps me a lot doing that, and then just to play better spells and be. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm not winning anytime soon. That's completely sick. Library of Alexandria mono red. Come on. How am I supposed to beat that kind of thing? That is so sick. I have no idea how I can come back. That that one land just makes the game almost impossible for me to win. Uh, that that is a fine draw. I'm gonna keep that. But honestly, my plan was to kill his early drop and then um, uh, what? And then just card advantage him out. But since he played the library, I will just lose because uh, mono red is fairly hard to beat when they draw one time. I mean, one card each turn. But if they draw two cards each turn, I think it's nearly impossible to win. So yeah, that sometimes this card doesn't do anything, and sometimes it's even better than Ancestral Recall. So it's quite sick. I hope he fetches a mountain and try to put a Sulfuric Vortex on the battlefield, but it is a Grim Lavamancer. That's bad. Things are ah yeah, that card is honestly it's an Mana Crypt. Jesus. My opponent has probably one of the best mono red deck I've ever seen, and I cannot counter this. So it looked like I had good chances at doing something in this game, but actually I think there's no way I can win this. Honestly, the library is gonna destroy me. That's bad. I could try to bounce this during his attack phase to kill the Grim that would be attacking, but there's no way he doesn't have a burn spell to kill my Venta before, so that's not even good. And I think I just have to Council Judgment the Pyromancer. Yeah, I mean, I'm not dead yet, but I don't see how I could come back here. We'll see how it goes though. But despite the fact he is playing um, the Bonfire of the Damned, which is in my opinion a very bad card for mono red, despite that my opponent's deck seems fairly sick, and he won the flip. So yep, yeah, Library of Alexandria. Uh, if you wanted to know if that card is strong or not, well, I think now you do now. And that force pack is completely useless since he has this mana crypt. Uh, I think I'm just gonna die without doing anything useful. Um, I don't even know if I guess Glen Elendra helps a little bit, but it doesn't solve my problems. Uh, yeah, I mean I will continue to play because anyway those games are fairly short against mono red, but I could be able to win if I manage to opposition into something that makes token like Elsplat maybe. and to lock him out completely. But the thing is, he can cast his burn spell at instant speed, so opposition is not even that good. Maybe I should even have sided out um, um, when I sideboarded. That would have been good. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, at that point, I can just concede, I think. But I'm still gonna try to do something. If my opponent is playing that slowly, though, it's gonna be a little bit annoying. He might be double queuing. I mean, I don't really like that. I don't think it adds a lot to the game, since if you want to be playing well, you have to focus. I think you cannot really focus well on two games. If you are really talented and you have a lot of experience, you can do it, but I don't think it's I don't think you will ever play as good as if you are playing one game. But I guess you can play three drafts at the same time playing mono red. It's not really an issue. But the deck I like to play, most of the time they require you to be quite focused, so I would not do that. I mean, I did it sometime, but double queuing I mean, it stresses me, and I don't get much pleasure from doing that. I mean, I think I could spend time of playing easy deck and double queuing and trying to gain as much draft to gain point and make more draft, but that would be only to, gain value, uh, and not to have pleasure while playing. So I don't see much reason to do that, at least in my opinion. If he continues to play really slowly, I might uh, I might just concede, because honestly, I don't really see how I can come back in this game. I mean, he has a better board, uh, and 7 card in hand, so yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to do? And I'm at 10. I'm not sure why he did play a mountain there, though. That's... Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter, since he's gonna go draw one more card next turn. Elsplat could solve some issue, but I think I'm pretty sure the Planeswalker is gonna die fairly quickly to burn spells. You can just throw a bolt at it and then Grim Lavamancer to kill it without even using that many cards, so I guess I can counter the bolt with the Archmage though. So there is that. Um, I should yeah, I should attack with Archmage. I mean, there might be a world in which I do win that. Uh, if he loses a lot of flip, but I mean, he probably has enough burn in his hand to burn me already, so I'm not even sure. Uh, anyway, this game is not gonna last for very long. I don't think so. As he might be playing an hero of Oxyreach, which would just kill me actually. That would kill me. I could have kept the Glen Elendra Archmage um, untapped to not get killed by the hero of Oxyreach, but I mean, my only chance is to kill him before he kills me, and I don't really think that can happen. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna block the mountain, obviously. I don't think he's attacking, oh, okay, he's attacking with Grim too. Anyway, if I go, yeah, that's a good play, because if I go to, I'm actually dead. I have to block the mountain. So, yep. Unless he attacks Elspeth with that. Yeah, that's all. I mean, I think this game was over 2 or 3 minutes ago, and now it is. I mean, it's more than over. Unless I magically draw a fireball. I mean, Even then, I wouldn't be able to kill him before he kills me. Let's say Ancestral Recall into Black Lotus, Soul Ring, Fireball. Um, that would let me bolt him for 7, attack for 2, and he might die on his upkeep. But he would burn me first, I think, anyway. So yeah, that's gonna be the draft. Honestly, there's not much I can do against those red deck start. I don't think that my matchup was that awful, but yeah, I mean, I didn't win anyway, so there is that. Uh, anyway, that draft was pretty nice, and the first match was fairly fun to play with opposition and all. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you for the next draft. Then, thank you for watching.